Yes, dear student, now in the fifth part of foreign exchange rate, we are going to discuss mainly these 6 things. In the previous part, I explained you the determination, how the determination of flexible exchange rate takes place, why it is called equilibrium rate of exchange, and how this equilibrium takes place. It is due to change in the demand for foreign exchange or supply of foreign exchange. Now in this video, we are going to discuss what is devaluation and revaluation of the currency, what is depreciation and appreciation of the currency, managed floating and dirty floating, foreign exchange market, what are the types of foreign exchange market, and functions of foreign exchange market. Devaluation and revaluation. Devaluation means decrease in the value of what? Currency. Revaluation means increase in the value of currency. This increase or decrease in the value of currency, if it is due to the government policy or by any act of central bank of the country, then it is called devaluation or revaluation of the country. For an example, if central bank of the country is going to issue more currency in the economy, what will happen? The supply of currency is going to increase within the domestic territory of the country, and with the increase in the supply, what will happen to the value of currency? That is going to decrease. That is called devaluation of the currency. Why we are calling devaluation? Because this devaluation is done by the act of central bank. And on the other hand, if RBI is going to check the supply of money in the market, is going to control or going to reduce the supply of money in the market, what will happen? The value of money is going to increase, because it's a simple phenomenon. If anything supply is going to less, its value is going to increase. If the supply of money is less in the market, what will happen to the value of money? Is going to increase. And who is responsible for it? Central bank. So if due to the act of central bank, the value of currency is going to increase, that is called revaluation. Clear? Now next is depreciation and appreciation. Depreciation also means decrease in value, and appreciation means increase in value. But here this depreciation and appreciation is not because of any act by central bank or government. It is due to the change in the demand for and supply of foreign exchange. If suppose there is more demand for foreign exchange in the Indian foreign exchange market, the people are demanding more dollar, what will happen to the value of rupee? It is going to decrease. So that is because of more demand for foreign exchange. And if there is more supply of foreign exchange, the value of dollar is going to decrease. What will happen to the value of Indian rupee? Is going to increase. So here the decrease in the value of rupee or increase in the value of rupee is due to change in the supply of foreign exchange and demand for foreign exchange. So if due to change in the demand and supply of foreign exchange, the currency value or domestic currency value either decreases or increases, that is called depreciation and appreciation of the currency. This can be explained with the help of one example. Suppose $1 is equal to rupees 70. Now $1 is equal to rupees 75. It means dollar is going to become stronger. Earlier dollar's purchasing power was 70 rupees. Now dollar's purchasing power is 75 rupees. So dollar's value has gone up. So for the dollar it is appreciation. But what about the Indian currency? Value has gone down. That is called depreciation. And on the other hand, if $1 is equal to rupees 70 and now $1 is equal to rupees 60, what happens to the purchasing power of dollar? It has gone down from 70 to 60. It is depreciation of dollar. And what is happening to the value of Indian currency? Appreciation of domestic currency. So this is all about depreciation and appreciation. If our currency value increases due to the external forces, demand and supply, it is called appreciation. If decreases, that is called depreciation. Next is managed floating and dirty floating. If RBI or any of the government policy is going to manage the determined foreign exchange rate, who determines the foreign exchange rate? The two forces, demand and supply. If over that determined exchange rate, central bank under the guidelines or with the permission of IMF is going to make any adjustment, any change, that is called managed floating. Managed floating means adjustment or change in existing foreign exchange rate under the guidelines of IMF, that is called managed floating. But if the country is not going to follow the guidelines of IMF and they are making the adjustment in the existing foreign exchange rate by changing the supply or demand of foreign exchange, that is called dirty floating. So dirty floating means adjustment made by either central government or by the central bank in the existing foreign exchange rate without taking or without following the guidelines of IMF. That is called dirty floating. If that adjustment made under the guidelines of IMF, that is called managed floating. Next is foreign exchange market. Market means where the sale and purchase takes place. And we are saying foreign exchange market. So what happens in this market? The sale and purchase of foreign exchange takes place. There you will find seller of foreign exchange, supplier of foreign exchange, and one who are going to purchase the foreign exchange, they are demanding the foreign exchange. So the market where sale and purchase of foreign exchange takes place, that is called foreign exchange market. Now next is type of foreign exchange market. There is two types of foreign exchange market. One is called spot market. One is called spot market and other is called forward market. One is called spot market, the other is called forward market. Spot market means there is no time lag between deal and delivery. On the spot, the agreement takes place. On the spot, the sale and purchase takes place. That market is called spot market. But if the size of consignment is very big, in that case what happens? There is a time lag between deal and delivery. Today is the agreement between the two parties and the agreement is going to be signed today, but the delivery is going to take place in near future after 4 months or 5 months. In that case, that market is called forward market. Again, spot market, there is no time lag between deal and delivery. On the spot, the things or agreement takes place. When there is a time lag between deal and delivery, that is called forward market. The final one is functions of foreign exchange market. There are a number of functions performed by the foreign exchange market. Same like other market perform the different function. But mainly we will focus over the three functions performed by the foreign exchange market. Number one is called credit function. Number one is credit function. Number two is called transfer function. Number two is transfer function. And number three is hedging function. Hedging function. What are the three functions of foreign exchange market? One is credit function, number two transfer function, and number three hedging function. Credit function means just like a market. If you move to the market, you will find there are different financial institutions are there. What they are providing you different types of credit, short-term credit, long-term credit. So those who are in international trade, right? They are in the requirement of foreign exchange. So foreign exchange market provides the short-term credit or long-term credit to its customers. That depends upon the goodwill or other agreements. But in this market, the credit facility is given to the exporters and importer. That is called credit function. Transfer function means transfer of purchasing. Like for an example, for the domestic consumers, the different banks or domestic producers, the different banks provides the facility of transfer. You have to make the payment and the payment are transferred from one place to other place by the banks. Same this transfer facility is given by the foreign exchange market. Those financial institutions working under the foreign exchange market, they also provide the facility of transfer of the funds to their customers. That is called transfer function. The last very important is hedging function. What is the meaning of the word hedging? It means to defense, to protect. What protection is provided by the foreign exchange market? Those who are working as an exporter and importer, they are working under risk. So that risk cover or insurance is provided in the foreign exchange market. So the risk cover function of the foreign exchange market is called hedging function. Once again I am repeating, the facility of credit is given to the customer, that is called credit function. Transfer of purchasing power is called transfer function. Providing risk cover in the foreign exchange market is called hedging function. This is all about these 6 points: devaluation and revaluation, depreciation and appreciation, managed floating and dirty floating, foreign exchange market, types of foreign exchange market, and functions of foreign exchange market.